Hi, my name is Daniel Escobar Torres, and I'm a member of Premium Consulting. We have prepared a presentation for the Advisement Department at University of West Georgia. During the following presentation, you will learn about our company and the solutions we found for you. Now let me introduce you to my team members. First, it's Matthew Beach. He is our CEO and founder of Premium Consulting. He has a Bachelor of Business Administration in Economics, and he is in charge of the company background and statement of need during this presentation. Second is Casey Hobbs. She is our marketing specialist and has a Bachelor of Business Administration in Marketing. She is in charge of the internal and external communication part of the presentation. Third, Condarius Reed is our co-owner with the Bachelor of Business Administration in Marketing. He is in charge in the presentations of recommendations and conclusions and has been part of the company for 3 years. Fourth, Sir Mangay is our statistics analyst. She has a Bachelor of Business Administration in Management Information Systems, and she is in charge of takeaways and introduction to questions and answers. And finally, it's me again. My name is Daniel Escobar Torres. I'm the accounting manager at Premium Consulting, and I have a Bachelor of Business Administration in Accounting. And I have worked with the company for 5 years. University of West Georgia is one of the best schools in the state of Georgia with an alumni of 11,000 undergraduate students. The advisement department does an amazing job by achieving student enrollment growth for 3 years in a row. With our solutions, we can help you become the number one advising department in the state of Georgia. Now, let's hear from our CEO, Matthew Bish, presenting the company background and a statement of need.
And now I'd like to provide you a little bit about our company background here at Premium Consulting Incorporated. Our company values are honesty, respect, and empathy. We find that when we focus on these values, that it puts our clients first and it lets them know that they have a friend in this industry. We were formed in 2013 by a group of partners from a wide range of professional backgrounds. This allows us to better serve our clients because each of our partners is an expert in a different related field. Trust is key with our clients, and we value that we listen to your needs. We take internal and external communications here very seriously. The first way that we ensure excellent external communication is by making sure that decision makers at our company understand the breadth and range of their responsibilities and their ability to solve problems. There's nothing more frustrating than dealing with someone at a company who doesn't quite understand their responsibilities or what they're able to do to help resolve your issue. So here, we put a huge focus on that and make sure that everyone involved in our company understands what they are and are not able to do. We value face-to-face communication with our clients because we find that when we sit down and we get to talk with you, that we can understand your problems better and serve you better because of it. This also reduces the amount of errors that we make and backtracking that we have to do to understand exactly what your needs are. Through open communication, we believe that we're able to receive excellent results. And because of this, we make sure that with every single client that we sit down with, we form a relationship so that you feel like you can openly communicate with us about any issues we may have along the way so that we can better serve you. And now I'd like to present our statement of need. First, I'd like to address the history of the advising department at the University of West Georgia. I've broken this down into two parts, growth and communications. If you look under the growth column, you'll see that unfortunately, due to budget cuts, the advising department hasn't been able to grow with the student body. This has caused a lot of problems, but the most important one is that it seems like advisors are not able to have adequate time to spend with each student, thus decreasing the outcomes of the advising appointments. As the student body grows, so does the need for marketing. This is another growth opportunity for the advising department. So many students go by without understanding their responsibilities, especially when it comes to enrolling for classes and picking their major, things like that. Everything that the advising department works with. So if the advising department is able to spearhead a new marketing campaign, it could increase engagement with students and lead to students that are happier and more confident in their studies. Moving on to communications, which is a good segue from the marketing, it's important to look at the low staff numbers that we addressed in the previous column of growth. Because there's low staff numbers, that means that communication has become more fragmented. The staff members that were originally only looking to serve 20 to 30 students are now having to serve many, many more times that, because the staffing has not grown with the student population. Unfortunately, this fragmented communication has caused distrust within the students. The students seem to not trust their advisors for the full and accurate information. They seem like they're afraid and they don't know who can help them, because the whole time they've been told that their advisor is the one to go to in times of trouble with their school. Embracing the need of stronger communications will bolster progress. So instead of being afraid of increasing communications, it's important that you grab the bull by the horns. You have to increase your communications in order to get this information out in front of the student body. Next, we're going to address organizational needs. And we've broken this down into 3 parts to keep it nice and simple. First is streamlined communications. The second is additional advisors. And the third is a renewed vision. We already talked about the first and second, but the third is a new concept, the concept of a renewed vision. And what that means to us is that the advising department needs to sit down and really rethink what it does for the student body and how it can better serve its students. By doing this, you'll realign your values with the values of the people who you serve, which are the students. And as we can all understand and relate to, the students of this day and age are constantly changing. So this renewed vision is not a negative thing. It's a positive thing to keep up with the new trends and the new styles of communication.
Thank you, Matthew, for that presentation. Next, Casey Hobbs will explain the internal and external communication part of our presentation.
Hello, my name is Casey Hobbs, Marketing Specialist for Premium Consulting, and today I'm here to talk to you about your internal and external communications. Most people probably see communication differently, and we all have our own ways that we like to do it. For example, the advising department likes to do face-to-face appointments and emails the most. Let's take a look at your chart. 35% face-to-face, 25% emails, 15% phone calls and social media, and 10% environmental. Face-to-face is definitely most beneficial to those students on campus and those who are able to get their appointments made. But you run into a problem where sometimes these appointments run out, and then what do the other students do who don't get their appointments? Well, there's also email for students who might be on the go, who are in class, who have a job to go to. But there's also a problem because the advisor to student ratio is very large. It's 1,056 to 1. So Premium Consulting think it would be a great idea if you had walk-in appointments for your students. You can set up a certain day with a certain allotted time period to have these walk-in appointments. That way those students who didn't get their appointments made or have urgent problems or have holds on their account, those can be dealt with during these appointments. But there are also online students who can't always make it on campus. So another great addition would be having online advising appointments. That way you can actually meet with those students, but it'll just be online. You can do this through something like Google Hangouts. That way they don't have to worry about traveling so far to get on campus, or they don't have to do it through email, which isn't always the best option. This way, all the students' problems can be dealt with, and their overall satisfaction with the advising department will increase. Now let's move on to your external communications. Social media is a huge part of business now, and it needs to be utilized correctly to get the perks of it. For example, on your SWOT analysis, the advising department uses social media a good amount, but it needs to be more consistent. It needs to be an everyday occurrence. It's best to post every day so that your brand is out there and you can engage with your followers and students from the university. This also gives you many opportunities to host more events, and you can post about them on your social media so that students and followers are aware of them. And it's also a great idea to make more specific signs for your department and spread them throughout campus, and also take pictures to put them on your social media. You could use Facebook, Instagram, use their posts, the stories, get people to turn on post notifications so they know every single time you're posting. It's good for students to have a visual to look at rather than a bunch of words such as in an email. And that way, your students and followers will understand your specific purpose for the university. So it's a great idea to put reminders on your social media. Also, continue to send more reminders through your emails around deadlines and things like that. And this will overall grow the connection with your students and your followers, and they will know your specific purpose for this university, and your brand will grow. And now we'll move on to recommendations with Quindarius Reed.
Have you been thinking of ways to improve your business? If so, you should know that Harvard Business Review rates poor marketing as the #1 reason for business failure. I'm sure by now you are questioning, how does this relate to recommendations? My name is Quindarius Reed, and I am one of the co-owners of Premium Consulting. And my job is to contribute and provide proposals that will complete your company's vision. Now starting with the recommendations. The department image should focus on creating awareness between student and advisor relationships. Each advisee should be familiar with an advisor as soon as possible after enrollment. Maintaining relationships through events hosted by your department, helping students feel a connection to the housing department is necessary. And lastly, being a student outlet will certainly build trust. Having the advisee's best interest and listening is the way to show improvement. The next focus should be increasing student involvement. Hiring student employees to be involved with everyday operations will increase staff depth. Also, hearing direct needs from students can guarantee changes if needed. Or you can start a marketing campaign. Getting the students on campus active will create a buzz of curiosity around your department. And the last recommendation is effective external communications. Online advising should be offered. Multiple ways of communicating with advisees will display your department's voice over different platforms. By the advising department becoming vocal, it will set an example for others following to voice their desires. Here at Premium Consulting, we believe these recommendations are what is needed for the advising department. Next, you will hear from Quindarius Reed with the conclusion. Thank you.
And finally, it's Siri Mangai with takeaways and introduction to questions and answers.
Hello, I'm Zili Tamar Mangai, and what I would like you to take away from today's presentation is 3 main things. First of all, the department's image can be changed through information sessions and advisors wearing uniforms on campus so people can know who they are. 2 days a week, we would like if advisors wore t-shirts which says advisors on them, and they set up tables at different parts of the campus where students could go up and ask questions. And information sessions, they could have information sessions at big campus events such as orientation, where they can meet with students and students could ask them questions. Secondly, increase student involvement. We would like to implement more walk-in appointments so students can come in whenever they're available and talk to an advisor. Secondly, advisors can meet with clubs and other departments so they could work with them and hand out flyers and create more awareness about them. Thirdly, external communication. Through their social media accounts, they could post more and be current on different platforms. That way, students get to know what they're doing and keep up with them. They can also update the advising department's website so everyone could go there and find information they need. Also, phone calls received during the week could be looked over and gone through. That way they could make sure that everyone's complaint or need was met. We now move to the next portion of our presentation, which is the question and answer section. Thank you.
That is an excellent question. By having a policy on no appointment needed, you show students their concerns matter to you. The advisement department will develop an excellent reputation, and students will encourage other students to seek your services.
How much time or effort is needed to put these recommendations into place? Well, it depends on what you're asking about. If you're asking about online advising appointments, that can be done almost immediately. We just need to make sure you and your student have the software so you are able to do this meeting. If you're talking about flyers, signs, preparing events, or having social media posts, you can plan your social media posts in advance, so that could take a few weeks to a few months. Thank you.
On the question, tell me again how advisor uniforms will improve our department's image. Well, we would like advisors to wear t-shirts that said advisor on them and set up tables and booths at different parts of campus and answer students' questions. This would be very helpful because students wouldn't have to make appointments to see their advisors, because sometimes that can be hard. They have a lot to do. They have busy class schedules, and after that they have to study, some probably work jobs, so that would be just very easy and straightforward with them. It would make the department more approachable to students. Thank you.
Question 4 asks, what risks are involved if we use your recommendations? Risks can vary from not having enough resources to implement certain recommendations into your department to expectations not being met before the fiscal year.
Thanks so much for your question. I really liked how you used the word investment when you were asking it. And I can tell you, partnering with Premium Consulting is an investment because we get to know our clients. We take the time to understand what you want and what you need from partnering with us so that we can deliver the best product to you.
In conclusion, Premium Consulting guarantees to provide recommendations that will improve overall communication efforts from the University of West Georgia's advising department. Use the improved department image, increase student involvement, and develop external communication to change your department. The consulting team is eager to work with the advising department with providing the proper solutions for you. If displeased with the services offered within the fiscal year, we will refund all expenses. Our office is located at 3450 Peachtree Street, Atlanta, Georgia 30341. Feel free to call us at 1-800-773-6483